Welcome back to episode 4 of The Stream PC. So, funny topic today, boys. What do you know and what have you experienced with head dents? Lucky, since you wear a headset? Head dent?
Yeah, so like not my actual head has ever had a head dent, but the reason why I wear a hat most of the times whenever I stream is because of my headset. You know, like I will actually have like a wave. Like I had that wave in my head, but
So
it
like
was in the
a
hair.
like a hair dent.
Yeah, it was like a hair dent.
Okay. Saucy, because you wear earphones, so is there
I don't
a
really
reason
have to worry about
behind that, or
about it. Not really. I mean, I like them because headsets are hot. Like my ears get hot real fast when I wear a headset.
Thanks.
No, they don't make you hot. They just are warm on the ears.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's some serious head dents out there. I mean, have you guys seen Tim the Tap Man? That
I have
man's
not.
head, and that dent looks like a U. It's crazy.
So you could get like those. You could get those like finger skateboards and just be all up in that shit. Just
he's got a half pipe on his head. A freaking half pipe.
That is insane. I don't understand. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but and for the listeners, obviously not at all. But I gel my hair usually when I stream. If I come to stream with my hair not gel, just know I wasn't having a good day prior to the moment I got here. But I usually gel my hair, so it creates like this rough cocoon. And but like he said, I've had times where I do take off the headset, and even inside my gel, I have a little bit of a little hump, you know. So or opposite of a hump, I guess, but. So I guess it could be a thing, but I'm not understanding some of what I'm hearing and seeing on the internet right now with this like excessive, like caveman style, just like head dent. I'm seeing people like, you know, and I don't know if it's just for clickbait or what, but they're talking about like in the next 50 years, the gamers will have deformed heads and all that. I don't necessarily believe them. I believe that things can change, but I don't know about it denting our heads. Like, we're adults typically that wear these headsets, so we don't have soft squishy skulls. Like, are you guys wearing these headsets as toddlers, as babies? Like, what's going on here? Are you gaming out the womb? Like, what are we like?
I was about
do I need to get on this level?
They got them on iPads at like what, 2-3 years old, younger than that sometimes.
My son's when he was 1.5, he was on an iPad, so yeah, I guess I could see that, I guess.
And earbuds are too big to fit in their ears.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So they're wearing helmets. Or not helmets, they're wearing ears.
Well, little football players running around. I see them. Yeah.
It's crazy to think though, because I mean, like headsets don't weigh that much anymore compared to what they used to be.
I don't think it's a weight thing. I think it's a pressure thing.
Because I remember,
just like you're wearing your headset right now, you have it like pushed down to your hair. Technically, you could raise it up a little bit and it wouldn't even touch your head. It would just be floating over top of it. But people have it
fall back.
Exactly. It would fall back a little bit and it would suck. So people push it down so tight to their head that it starts compressing that area, forming a dent.
So they're like, lock in, and then just like tighten it down. Jeez. I remember I had the PS3, and I remember having that big lunky, what was that brand? The shiny glow brand from Walmart. What was it?
Like
Afterglow. Yes. You know, because it had all the RGB and it was like cool and see-through, like back in the 90s technology, you know. You were like, yeah. And that mother was heavy, bro. So I remember getting done with, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say how many hours I'd play at a time. But, you know, I'd sit here with a game session and I'd take that thing off and like you said, my ears would be like red hot, sweating. I would like, if I had rubbed the back of my ear and smell it, because you're a weird kid that does that, you know, I'd be like, oh my God, the stank on this ear, bro. Like just those headsets, bro. And they had like that weird, like leatherish padding.
Yeah, the pleather.
And it would like, and after a long period of time, you'd get those little leather flakes on your face. Yeah, headsets have come a long way.
long
from
way.
back in the day.
Plus, if
I
you
mean-
think about it, the reason why they got so hot also because they use LEDs now. LEDs don't get that hot compared to the older type bulbs. So Afterglows use those older type bulbs, so they were constantly be running, which is like having one of them old 60-watt bulbs right beside your head the whole time.
That makes so much sense. So,
I
what are
think
the
there's also a big
benefits
difference. Oh,
of
sorry.
earphones? Go ahead. What's the big difference of earphones versus headphones? Like, why did you make that decision? Like, just a preference? Just like what is the deal? Are they better on money or?
I mean, obviously these are way cheaper than what you guys are spending on headsets. These are $18. These are Turtle Beats Battle Buds.
Damn.
They work fantastically. Like I can hear anything I need to hear. And if they go bad, I can buy a pair easy without a problem
Right.
anytime.
You ain't got to
And
work
top
the
18
budget.
bucks.
Right. You
Exactly.
ain't got to sit here and like beg the
Yeah.
wife, please, master, can I get some new headset?
So let's talk about the your Steel series you got on right now, all right? Like if
Yeah.
those go out, you're out how much?
Yeah, lucky. Or wait, me?
Either one of you. I don't care.
I don't have a Steel series.
Oh, is it mine? Well,
I think yours is a HyperX.
Yeah, these are HyperX.
Whichever headset you guys
So
have.
first
I don't
off,
know.
we're not sponsored. A shout out to Astro because these are Astros, baby. Don't ever do that again.
Don't disrespect.
You could have just lost us a potential sponsor, sir. But no, like yeah, I mean these Astro A50s are $300 out the box, man. $300. They're expensive. Now these ones are now outdated. The new Astro A50X, I believe, is what it's called, has come out, which is the next level, which is super high tech. Which again is coming out. I think, don't quote me on this, everybody, but I think 320 was the opening price. I'm sure that'll come down to 300, and these will go back down. But again, I mean, these still hold their place on the market because I use these with my PS5. I use this with my Xbox X. I use this with my PC, and they work just fine. I like them for the comfortability. The ear pads are super. I mean, they're great. They're breathable. They're light. I mean, it's great. As a streamer, I get asked a lot, hey, how do you have a wireless headset and hear your alerts and stuff? It's because the Astro A50s have the capability of an auxiliary cord in the back. And those go into the PC. So it's super great for everything I need as a streamer. So worth it to me? Absolutely. But like, if you were like, hey, I can do all that with $18, I'd be like, sign me up because that's a no-brainer, bro. So
It's a little
lucky
different because
you're
obviously-
rocking. Go ahead.
I'm right. The HyperX. It's the Naruto edition.
Who flex?
Yeah, little flex. We got to show the Naruto headset.
For everyone that's listening, he's showing a headset off.
hey, these things are sexy. I love them, dude. They're comfy. They're lightweight. I hear things. Hear all the things.
That's what they're used for. Yeah.
Especially in Call of Duty. I think there were like 130 or so. They weren't horrible.
That's not terrible for a headset, right? And yours is wired or wireless?
No, these are wired. I've
Okay.
always preferred wired. The last time I had a wireless headset was the big chunky Afterglow wireless headset that they came out with. And I wanted it because it had the clear headband over the top, that glue RGB lights and stuff. I was like, this stuff looks awesome.
I heard it adds to your accuracy. I could see why you'd want it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I had the worst time with it. I had the absolute worst time getting it to work right, getting it to function. It wanted to hear noise going on the other side of the house. So I never went back.
You work too good, damn it. Is Afterglow still a thing? Like, do they still sell
That's a good question.
product?
Let
I
me
have
look it
no
up.
idea.
I don't know.
Well, while he looks that up, I mean, I love, like, I started out actually with the little earpiece Afterglow. It's like it looked like a little Bluetooth,
It was just
like
one.
yeah, and it goes in your ear like you're like a businessman. Yeah. Just a square little rectangle. And that I'm talking earaches, bro. Like that thing hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess first off, I wanted to call Cap while you were talking, but I was going to let you finish speaking because I'm a nice guy, I wanted to call Cap because I am your ranked Warzone duo partner, and What? You say you can hear footsteps? I don't know how many times a night I didn't hear any footsteps. I didn't hear any footsteps. I didn't hear nobody coming up on me. So
That's COD's fault, not the
I
headphones
don't know
fault.
if I believe you, bro. Like I hear his, I hear him just fine, but like I know for a fact you and Nana, shout out Nana Monkey, are always like, I don't hear footsteps, and I'm just like, bro, I'm living the life over here because I can hear everything, and I am scared. All right, Sauce, what do you got for us?
I can confirm there's a pair of Xbox One Afterglow AG6 wired gaming headsets.
Okay, so giant apology to Afterglow for ripping your product. We were young.
For $50.
You were young as a company as well, but you know, we were all young. Let's just chalk it up that way.
Technology was not as good.
Hey, no hard feelings here. I loved you back in the day. You gave me blue light on my head. I was happy. That's what I needed.
Man,
you know,
that's what we wanted.
I'm also seeing no RGB on this headset.
They've learned.
The name Afterglow is very confusing for something that doesn't glow.
Well, it's after the glow.
Apparently, it's after glowed up.
Yep. There you go. So, Sauce, do you experience any kind of issues with your earphones? Like, so I know you're not a big COD guy, you know, but you do play games like Tarkov and stuff like this. So those are shooters, which I would imagine you could hear footsteps in. You hear those pretty okay with those earphones? And with all the omnidirectional type, like you could be like, all right, he's, you know, to my top right, you know, like you would know that with those.
I mean, as long as my skill's okay to let me know how to do that, yeah. Like that's more the limiting factor is I suck at video games.
How long have you gone before they actually start to hurt? Because that's the problem I have with those. I can't wear them too long because whenever they're inside my ear for too long period of time, it starts to hurt for me.
I did a 26-hour stream and I didn't hurt.
Not a single problem. That's crazy.
No issue.
So correct me if I'm wrong. It kind of looks like you have them looped around the back of your ear and kind of falling in.
No,
it's kind of what it looked like. Oh, they're just straight in there. I was gonna say, Lucky, maybe if you wanted to switch over, try that because I've seen people like loop them around their ear so the ear takes some of the weight. That way, your hole wouldn't get so sensitive being penetrated by the earbud. So
can we not use words like penetrated?
I intentionally used it because you both died instantly. Okay, well,
it's different depending on what you guys are using your headset for. Like Aztecan has redeems where he goes back and he dances to music and he needs the music to dance.
That is true.
I'm not as active whenever I'm streaming. Usually, sometimes I do have to throw it down a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
But not as much. So these work for me, and whenever I throw it down, I just do it without music on. I don't care.
They said I got the beat in my soul. Yeah, I definitely. Out of the three of us, I definitely get up and act a fool and put on, you know, because you know, as a streamer, I have to make up for my lack of entertainment sitting here playing a game. Like I'm not good like Lucky, and I'm not funny like Sauce. So I got to get up and, you know, embarrass myself and do things. So yeah, the wireless headset's a must have. I'll tell you what, it is annoying though, because like at the end of the night, I want to shut off my PC. I want to go to bed, you know, and then for whatever reason, the PC doesn't charge the headphones while I'm gone. You know, so usually walking in from work, I got to turn on the PC so I can make sure it's charging the headphone. And if I forget or life happens and, you know, things get in the way, you know, then I'm sitting here like delaying streams. I'm like, oh, my headphones are dead. Now, that's not anything against the headphones. They have great battery life. That's just me being lazy. You know, these things on a full charge, I believe, are 18 to 22 hours. I mean, they're amazing. So that's just me being lazy. So there are times where I wish I had a wired headphone or something. You know, I believe
easy. It's plug and go.
Yeah, plug and play, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
So while these have all those benefits that I spoke of before, and they're great for the reasons that I need it, that would be the one thing that's just annoying. Like, but I think they fixed that with the A50X. I think the charging dock will still charge while everything's off. It'll still, if you allow your PC to throw power out, because that's also a setting for the PC, it will still charge it. But I think that one actually has a thing for like a wall socket. And it has like a kind of like your iPhone nowadays where it has like a power, or it slows down the amount of charge, and once it gets close to fully charged, it just stops accepting power. So it's really cool. It's super advanced, obviously, for its price and all that. So, yeah, Well, we kind of got off on our headsets over here, but I just don't know about the headset dent thing. I don't understand if that's just for clicks. I don't know if that's for likes and shares and for content. I just don't see it being what everybody is saying that it is.
I think he's looking for pictures of headset dents right now.
Oh,
I mean, minimize the screen.
yeah. But anyways, I just don't think it's so I question because now, especially as a content creator, as somebody who tries to intentionally make things happen in game or during certain events, I question like, is this for content, like, or is this a real deal? So that's why we wanted to break it up in today's episode.
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. Like everything, it might be a real thing. Like you can see people's heads, like you can see a little deformity happening
Yeah,
whenever they are excessively gaming. Well, not even excessively, just whenever they're wearing a headset too much.
I didn't even know
Uh,
excessively gaming was a word. That's
I mean, I think it's
insane.
a word.
Never heard it.
I think it's a word. I don't know what it means, but I think it might be a real thing. But that's definitely something I've seen. Like if you look at Tim the Tatman's head, you can obviously see that it's not like a normal shaped head anymore.
Okay,
It's just not. And is that going to happen to everybody? No, the average gamer probably not.
isn't he bald?
Yes, he has no
So
cushion on
so
top
there's
of his head.
no cushion. Gotcha. Okay. Maybe
So
he
his
does.
head dent is head.
Okay, well, excuse me. I saw that and I thought it was ridiculous.
I mean,
So,
who knows? I'm not a scientist. I just play one in games.
According to most of the stuff that I'm reading, it says that it's real, but it's like you have to wear your headset for a extended amount of time, and whenever it does happen, it's only temporary.
okay.
Kind of like sleeping on your arm or something, on like a corner or something. You get an indent in your arm.
Oh yeah, or when you sleep on like a weird shaped pillow and you get like the raggedy like shape of the pillow on your arm.
I love my temporary tattoos I get from my pillow. I wake up, right?
So I've been hearing a lot of streamers in our communities, new streamers that we have, asking what is content while streaming. They're so lost they don't know, and I'm not quite sure how to put it into words either because it's just something that we do. It's not something that I really think of much anymore. There are moments like I just stated where we intentionally maybe we see the opportunity for like, oh, that could be content, and we make things happen in game for content reasons, but I didn't know how to explain it because some of the people didn't exactly play. Like I play a lot of Call of Duty and Madden, so they didn't play those games. I didn't know how to explain to them in their game. So then I was like, well, in an overall, how would we explain that? So, how to make content while you're streaming? So, first part of the question, I guess, is like, what do they mean by making content while streaming? Are they talking about keeping their stream entertaining? Or are they planning content so they could clip it for their stream for later? That's the part that I'm not sure of. So I guess we'll cover both.
I kind of stretch. Yeah, that question kind of stretches
Into two different lanes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So sauce content while streaming. What do you?
So I'm a big believer that you should be streaming in order to one, be entertaining, and two, make content from it, because you should be using it. You're not going to try to record something off stream if you're streaming, because there's not enough hours in the day for most people to do both.
Right.
Because it's a big time investment to stream, even though it could be less if you were just making clips off stream, right?
Right.
So you want to best utilize your time. So the thing that you got to figure out is what value are you adding to your viewer? Are you somebody that's just funny? Are you somebody that's really, really good at the game? And after you figure out what the value that you show or what you give to your viewer is, you center your content around that. So let's say that I'm just really funny. Then maybe after I kill somebody, I say something funny, or I just make jokes at Aztec and all the time, or things like that, that I could literally just talk and that's the clips. That's the funny part. Or maybe I'm wicked awesome at a game and I can just destroy people on Call of Duty. I don't, but maybe I did, right? those would be parts of your content. So I think it's really dependent on the person that is creating the content to how they need to approach it.
Okay. So how would you come up with that answer if you're a new streamer? Just by putting in the time in that game and seeing, I think maybe looking at your favorite content creator that plays that game and decide why you like them for that game, maybe?
I mean, that's a good way of looking at it,
Yeah.
but just because I enjoy watching somebody that's really, really good at the game doesn't mean that I'm really good at the game.
Right.
So you have to be honest with yourself and your own skills. So if you are watching somebody because they're really good at it and you're trash or mid, you're not going to be putting up those clips that they're putting up. Like if I'm watching Roly Poly Potamus, shout out to the awesome dude there.
Hell yeah.
He plays PUBG at an extremely high level where he'll jump out of a plane and panzer a boat coming across and get a double kill.
I love that
Ridiculous
clip.
stuff that
Yeah.
makes no sense for anyone to do. I enjoy playing PUBG, but I'm not that guy. I'm
Right.
the guy that'll pick up a pan and chase somebody down and throw it at their face
Yeah.
because that's funny and that's the type of content that I make.
Hashtag seen it.
Yeah. So I think it's knowing what you're capable of and not clouding up everything else. Because even though you enjoy something doesn't mean you're creating that.
Right. Okay. Lucky?
Like I said earlier, it's a big stretch. I mean, creating content can literally be almost anything. You can turn almost anything into content. And it really just falls into your niche at some point when you figure out what that is.
What's a
Okay.
niche?
Basically something that fits who you are and making it into content. Taking something that you love doing or something that you're really good at doing and then turning that into content is how I view it.
So I think of it as something a little bit different. I think it's taking something that you see as an underutilized part of something you really enjoy. Like I enjoy Elder Scrolls and I enjoy RP, but you don't see a lot of people that are doing Elder Scrolls RP. So, what have I done recently? I started making videos about Elder Scrolls RP on YouTube because that's a niche market that I'm trying to get myself into and that I think will be fun to make content. So, niching down just means taking a broader subject that you enjoy and finding a small part of it that has less competition that you can become a bigger presence.
I always thought niche was like the same thing as brand. Like, what is your brand? What is your niche? Is that not? Am I wrong there?
So your brand is like who you are.
Right.
Your niche is what you're focused on.
So they
Like what you
kind of
specialize in.
Okay, I could see that.
They can kind of be similar.
I mean, they go hand in hand. If you have a brand, you want that brand and your niche to make sense together. You don't
Right.
want to be someone that, is like 360 no scope and their name's Farming Simulator Lover 92. That doesn't make sense because that's not like something that you would add together and it be like, oh, that Farming Simulator 92 trick shots, obviously.
What if he's protecting his farm from, forces that are invading it and he's just got it, for the farm, just hit a 360 no scope. I mean, what if?
I mean, if he's good enough at hitting 360 no scopes, he'll get views by being good enough for doing it.
So, okay, so that's interesting. So to me, and it's not like a hey, it just comes natural type of thing, but it should be like it should be things like when you go back and watch your stream in the beginning, right? This is all beginning stuff. Parts that made you chuckle, parts that made you laugh, parts that you were like, that's gonna make me big, because everybody has those self thoughts. I would post those at first if you don't know what is content. And you have to be careful. And you really, as a content creator, getting into content creation, especially, and it goes for streaming as well, but mostly content creation, especially if you're posting to YouTube or TikTok, really anywhere, you're going to encounter trolls, right? You're going to encounter people that come in and comment you call this content, or why did you think posting this was okay? Like, just whatever those trolls can think of to put on there, right? In other words, saying like they didn't agree with you that it's content. That doesn't necessarily mean that what you put out there wasn't content. It just wasn't content for that person, you know. And I hate it when I see creators that put out something that I like and they receive hate for it, and then they stop putting it out because they listen to those, you know, select group of haters, and we're just like, oh, okay, so obviously this is shit content, you know. So that's something that, like you said, it's so broad what the word content could be and what you could post, because at the end of the day, like Sauce said, if you're passionate about what you're doing, and if you're focused and you're like, hey, this is what I'm aiming for, and this is me, like this is my content, this is what I'm posting, and you're solid and you're comfortable with yourself as a streamer / content creator, and you put it out there, it just has, unfortunately, to find your people. And once it finds those people, once it gets their way to them, then I mean, you'll start seeing the change. You can't, you know, I don't agree with changing who you are or what you want to do for the masses. I understand doing certain things sometimes or in certain situations because like you should, but I don't believe in just completely changing who you are to post content, you know?
Right.
So I think that would be the best that I could give to a new streamer, is just really just do what you want, do what you think is funny, you know? I think a tip that I give before is always just like, check out the streamer that you like and what you like about their content. Like I said, like if you're not that person, like you don't hit, you know, headshots all day, or you don't, you know, you're not funny, you know, but take what you like from there and decide what you could do to not copy, but maybe mirror that. Like, okay, I'm not as funny as him, but like I know I have my form of humor, and let me work it that way, you know.
Twist it
So
to fit your
yeah, absolutely.
So I think that it's important to let you guys know that just because you might not possess the skills that make you like your favorite creator, like you might not think you're funny, you might not think you're really good at the game, that's okay. No one starts off that good at anything. Some people might have, what's the word I'm looking for? They might have been born with more charisma, or they might have been born with better reflexes. But hard work and practice can still get you to that point to an extent. Now, can it make you just as good as a top 5 in the world at something? Probably not. But can it make you good enough that people are going to be like, wow, that guy's actually really good at this game? Sure. Why not? Why couldn't it? Could it make you as funny as one of the top paid comedians in the world? Probably not. But can it make you situationally funny? Probably. So don't give up on yourself because you don't think you possess these skills. They're all learnable, just like streaming's a learnable skill. Everything can be taught, everything can be learned, and you're going to get better as you go. So I wanted to make sure that you guys know that it's okay. You got this.
Lucky Bard, do you have anything you want to add to that? Hard. It's gonna be hard to follow that up. Just letting you know.
It's definitely hard to follow that, dude. I guess getting back to, like niches and making content, of it. Like for me personally, I try to base my streams around interactions.
Okay.
You know, because I didn't know what I wanted to do for content. All I knew is like I'm just gonna play games. I'm gonna post clips of crazy moments, dumb moments, lucky dubs. You know, because that became a thing eventually. So I decided to make my stream super interactive. You know, you can spend channel points, jump scares on the stream, stuff pops up. You can rickroll me. You know, it's all on my gaming monitor. You know, and that in itself is content.
So yours would be chat interaction and streamer reaction type content.
Pretty much. I pretty much was like, I don't know what I want to do for content, so I left it up to the viewers, basically. Like, I give them a bunch of different options and let them make the content for me to a degree.
Right. Yeah, and I think you kind of started getting into it right there. Is the biggest thing, since Sauce wants to send out that great message to all the people who hopefully are listening and watching these, who are new and just looking for an outlet to not give up. I mean, that's what we're trying to be for you guys. And Lucky hit it and then, ran away from it. He got to this point, and like Sauce said, you'll get there. So it's not like we turned on the stream and we did all the studying, and within 2 streams we are at the point where we are now. We're not even in our final form at this point right now. I mean, we're still going to grow, we're still going to change, we're still going to add things, we're going to become things. I mean, I know personally, I know Sauce is working on a whole new level of YouTube and doing things, to that extent. Lucky is just, I mean, he's just lucky, dude. He just plays his game and he finds a new game and just is so great at it. Off rips, it's annoying, and I know personally, I have a lot of things that I'm working on with my community. This year I'm aiming it at my community. So again, that's something you're not even thinking of as a new streamer, is your community, because you don't have one yet. So it's just like, those are things that come over time. They're learned. I talked about it in episode 1. These guys found me. I was ready to give up, and here I am today with a community that's fixing to do a collab with a whole nother community, which is insane. Something I never pictured me doing, which that is going to produce content. I mean, talk about the word content here for a minute. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to be the best day 1. You're not going to be the best year 5. Because something I've always grown up thinking to myself is there's always somebody better, and that's okay. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be told that I am the best, because then I feel like my grind and my thirst would stop. Like, I'm the best, time to throw it in, give it up. I hate that. I always want there to be somebody better than me. That's why I keep Lucky around, because he's always going to be that. So definitely. I mean, just learn to grow and be okay with the process. You got to love the process. I mean, I think how many great people have said it. It's the journey. It's not the destination. Just take the journey, enjoy it. Meet all these great people along the way, learn it.
Yeah.
You can make a plan today and be like, I'm going to be a Call of Duty montage sniper person. This is what I'm going to do. And in 2 years from now, but hey, how's that Call of Duty montage? You're like, I don't even touch COD anymore. That's how it could literally be. So, yeah, definitely a good one.
And the biggest thing is just to be sure to have fun with what you're doing. Because the moment it turns into work, the moment you look at how many viewers are in your stream, it doesn't become fun anymore. And everybody can tell.
That's wild. Isn't correct though. He's so right. I'm just laughing because I felt the tact right there. Because it has definitely been work for me here lately, and I gotta step back, and I've got to stop making it work. Because Lucky's right, it is becoming work, and I hate work. That's why I want to do this for a living.
Look, and Sauce knows who I'm referring to here. I'm not going to name any names, but we watched somebody hit partner, and not a month, 2 months after they hit partner on Twitch, they ended up just quitting. They quit streaming altogether. They just didn't like the game that they had to stream in order to keep the viewer count. They wanted to do other things, and he lost complete interest in it.
So with all freedom of knowledge, because I have zero idea who you guys are talking about, that tells me that person wasn't ready for partner. If you relied on one single game to be at that level and you hated it that much, you weren't ready to be a partner. That just tells me that, either you were obviously loved in that one game and you had nothing else to offer but maybe skill or your personality in that one game. We talked about it in episode 2 or 3. I can't remember now. It's not about the game. It's about you. So I could understand why that person would have quit. Again, no backstory here. I have zero knowledge of what's going on. This is an outside look. Yeah, I mean, if the game was who made you and you couldn't do something else. I mean, look at Ninja. Ninja blew up because of what? Fortnite. And then he went to, I'm just kidding. I didn't follow his career enough because I only like him for Fortnite. He went to something else and he still held his own for a good. Now, did he hold the same exact number as Fortnite? Absolutely not. He definitely took a dip. But he was still able to do his dream, be full time, make the money that he's making, make the deals that he's making while he was playing different games. I think it was Rocket League. Is it Rocket League?
I have no idea.
I have zero idea. I quit following after the Fortnite.
But let's think about it.
I never kept up.
He had tons and tons and tons of viewers, right?
Mhm.
Let's just ballpark. Let's say he had, I don't even know, 600,000 people watching. Right?
600,000 was what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Let's just go with 600,000, and 400,000 of those people stayed and watched him on his next thing. That's still like a solid group of people he lost, right? Now, if let's say you just made partner thresholds are only 75 average viewers. Let's say you're doing really well and you're averaging 100 people, and the same percentage leaves. You're down to like 60. You're down to 50. That's something that could take a big toll on your mental, because you were looking at those numbers, especially after you just pushed for something like partner. I told you guys I don't like to think of it as a grind whenever you're trying to get affiliate, when you're trying to get partner, anything. Is it a mental grind? It can be if you let it, but it's more along the lines of it's a byproduct of doing the things you're supposed to be doing anyway. So if you're thinking of it as a grind, I think you're setting yourself up for that letdown at the end of the day,
Okay.
even for partner. Because partner, what's after partner? There's
Nothing.
nothing other than well, now they have like their new program where you can get, the bigger percentages and yada, yada,
You're
yada.
a higher tier partner, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
The biggest thing is after partner, even after affiliate, partner is a long stretch after affiliate, huge stretch. So the biggest thing to do is to make your own goals for it.
Yeah.
Throughout while you're streaming, just come up with your own thing.
I think we talked about it last episode. Twitch is our home. Twitch is something that the three of us are most likely going to do forever, as far as being a content creator. But what's funny is you see these partners, they get to that level that we just spoke of, where there's like, what's next? There's nothing next. But it's so funny because what is next? It's YouTube, and that's weird to say because it's just like Twitch is home. But when you get to that big level, and you start to feel those stagnants, because I'm sure even Ninja, I'm sure when he went from 6 to 4, it's like, and again, guys, these are all theoretical numbers. We're not saying that's what happened. We're not commenting on that man's career professionally. But when he did that, I'm sure that still took a mental toll on somebody, right? Because no matter what, when you're thriving and you have success, you're looking at your number. And you can't tell me you're not, dude. You can't tell me that you don't think in your head, just like we do with our numbers. Is, man, I had 6,000 yesterday. What changed? What did I do wrong? I'm sure he has the same things going on. Whether he shows it or not, whether he's persona on camera is it or not, I'm sure he is. So most of those guys look at YouTube, and then you'll start noticing, like, they'll start making content in a different kind of way, how to, it kind of like what we're doing, but we didn't make, the successful level to come back and do this. It's, they come back and they're like, how to become a Twitch streamer and how to do this, or OBS tips. I've seen a lot of very good streamers just skip out on streaming and just become OBS experts on YouTube, and so it's just, there's always something else, I know for me, and I think Sauce touched on it last episode or episode before that, is you don't want to rely on your community for you to quit your job and become rich. You look at sponsorships. Well, now you're pushing for sponsorships. Now you're pushing for just all kinds of things. So,
I know
yeah,
it's a weird thing to think about, but someone that's just starting streaming is closer to hitting partner than somebody that hits partner is to like Ninja.
Yeah.
Like, let that sink in for just a second. That someone that you think has made it on the platform that you're trying to be on is closer to you than someone that they are trying to get.
Yeah, that
Not
is true.
discourage you or anything.
No, absolutely not. If anything, for the newer streamer, that should encourage you. For the poor guy pushing for partner, that might be a little bit of a discouragement. A little bit, but yeah, man. And I hate it. And no matter what I say on this platform, I do it. I don't like to compare myself to other people. I don't. I really don't. And I hate that I do it, but when I start looking at, I start looking at the creators, and I'm not even going to lie. And I've had a bad case of, like, I don't even know if there's a name for this, streamer jealousy. I don't know if there's a word for that, if that's it, but
Competitiveness. That's what it
I
is.
guess,
Yeah.
but I've been looking at, creators that are doing better than me, and I look at their content and I'm like, I could do that better. And it's not, that's not an ego thing. That's not me trying to, have a big head. It's like a legitimate, like, I've done that, and I had the same amount of things. So like, I get all in my head and I get in this competitive thing where it's like, why is this X person, why are they doing, 400 viewers? And, I'm at where I'm at, not to be ungrateful. Obviously the, getting to this point was super great, but like, it gets that way. And I think that's what a lot of partners start doing with each other. And I've seen, on, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, I've seen them just kind of go at it, and they're just like, well, I do this too, or whatever. So I think that's just an interesting thing is don't compare yourself to somebody else, because I think it gets very toxic within yourself.
I think that's a very human thing to do. Like compare yourself with other people where they're where you're wanting to be and you're trying to bounce things off of that. But it's important for you to realize that you're not entitled to viewers.
Right.
No one is. You're
Right.
lucky and you're blessed with people watching you. And if you don't think that luck and skill and preparation go into streaming, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
There is obviously luck in this.
Yes, I am.
Not that lucky, different kind. But I think that's important for you to keep in mind that you can do all the things correctly and still not get all the results you're looking for. Am I going to tell you you're not going to get any results? No, you're going to get some, but it might not be the level that you're wanting or that you think you deserve. But it's what you have, and you have to be thankful for what you do have, even if you're hungry and grinding for more.
Yeah. So to tie up all that, we had a question that goes into it as well. Is now that I figured out my content, now I figured out what I want to post, where should I post it, and how often and how much should I post it? And I do believe the three of us have different answers on that one. Lucky, we're going to start with you, buddy.
Okay, so what I'm going to say might not match what I do, only because I'll put it this way. Whenever I was doing it a lot, whenever I was posting content a lot, I lost a lot of sleep. Like I was like 2 hours of sleep a night, just so that I could still make time for everything else, because in my situation, there's work, there's family, there's friends, there's stream, and then there's content, and to be able to make time for all that was almost impossible. Right. So right at the moment, I don't post a whole lot to social media, but I recommend if you're able to post it to somewhere, post it anywhere, post it everywhere. The more eyes on it, the better. But at the same time, don't do it to a point to where it messes with your mental health or your physical health. Because not enough sleep is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think that there are certain socials for certain things. Whenever you're thinking about Instagram, what do you think about? You think about like pictures. You think about some videos. You think about things like that. You don't think about like messages of positivity and things like that you're posting to Twitter. You're posting to what's that new one that we're on? I can't even remember the name.
Threads.
Threads. Yeah, the other Twitter. Or X, whatever you want to call it.
It's right? The Twitter Instagramo.
Exactly. But that, even though it's Instagram, it's not the same Instagram that you had before.
Exactly.
Where it was mostly just pictures. And TikTok is something that there's very, very fast-paced, that you need to have something that's going to catch their eye really quick. So you're not going to want to post something that's, long, drawn out, you talking about something, or just trying to be positive and share positivity all the time. Maybe it's just a short, really cool clip that you saw, or like a hot take, something like that you think will draw interaction. You want to post your long form content, obviously, to YouTube because that's the home for long form content. So every individual place has a purpose. So you need to be cognitive and know exactly what's going on with those. Now, as far as frequency, that's going to be depending on you, what type of content you're making, and your availability to make that content. Can you post like 4 or 5 tweets a day? Probably. Those are pretty quick. Pull out your phone, type it real fast, hit send. Don't think about it. Now, can you make a full length YouTube video and have it posted every single day? On average, probably not.
Yeah.
But can you manage to get a clips highlight video up at least once a week, every other week? Probably. If you really wanted to, you could do that. But it's all about just knowing what you're able to do and doing that.
Well, out of the three of us, and it's not that I think my content's better, it's just that I definitely am more frequent than the both of you. I mean, I'm talking, 3 to 6 at times. And again, so that shows you that I'm not consistent, but there's for sure going to be 3 post a day to TikTok. Which if I like you said, if I post to TikTok, I also had that mindset a couple months ago where I've started. Now my shorts go to YouTube. I post to, and like against what Zosh just said, I post my game clips on Instagram, and I've actually found a community over there. It's again, I'm sure a lot of my stuff gets skipped because people are like, I'm here for pictures. What are you doing? But yeah, any social media that you can look on your phone right now and find, I'm most likely posting my game clip there. If it takes, MP4 format, I'm putting it on there. And I do that, and I think I talked about it in a previous episode where I want my face to be everywhere. I don't want you to forget about me. I want you to think about me. Something I've been trying to incorporate more in my content lately is like saying my name, because I guess my name's kind of hard for some people, and then B, like I noticed when other creators do that, where they constantly like they have their name like in their very beginning of their video. I'm like, huh, I know your name and your face. So I've been trying to do that. So is that working for me? Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I'm seeing some consistency in my views and my likes and my comments, and I'm definitely gaining, maybe once a month. That might be pushing it. Let's say once every 2 months. I'm definitely getting a new face as a permanent person over in my community. So, to me, that's worth it. For some people, that might not be worth all that, against what Sauce, which is grinding. Okay, that might not be worth it. Because I'm at where Lucky was. I'm losing sleep. I'm staying up. I'm doing. You can tell in some of my videos when I hate it. You can tell where it's towards the end of the night. I'm just like, hi, it's Aztec, here's a cool clip. Please like it, please. You can tell I'm exhausted. I'm like, oh my god, I posted that. But it's just that's just because I'm passionate about what I'm doing. Not saying that Lucky's not. I'm just saying that I'm at that period right now where I'm like, I will sacrifice sleep. And let the mental health go, which I have to stop. I got to stop doing that.
I've been there.
Definitely got to let it go. But now I switched. So I start making my content. I went like 6 days, I think, without posting anything anywhere, and I backlogged. So now I do my streaming for the week. And then Sunday night, I end my stream early. I make all my content because I've gotten my flow down. I've gotten good at it. I've gotten fast at it. And I mass produce all my content on Sunday, transfer it over to my phone so I can post it while I'm at work, and I post throughout the week. So that has allowed me to regain some of my mental health and regain some of my hours of sleep. So that definitely has been a big change. So, I mean, just because you do something one way doesn't mean that's right. So doing it that way has definitely been amazing for me personally. I definitely feel more rested all the time. So, and I feel like it's helped me make my streams better.
Adapting and overcoming is definitely a part of the journey.
Yeah.
I think it's important to know there's no actual recipe for success either.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I hear
might be a little bit different, and your like Aztec might be balls to the wall with it. Lucky's a little bit more relaxed, but they're roughly in the same spot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't like that smirk.
Take your approach.
He tried to hold it back and it just wouldn't hold back. That's insane. That's insane behavior. Oh my gosh. No, yeah. I mean, it is what
I'm
it
always
is.
smirking.
You know, like athletes in sports, you know, you got your guys with natural born ability. You know, Lucky's that guy for me, and I'm that guy from a small town that's just like, I will work my ass off to get there. So it's nice to hear Sauce say that we're in the same place because I feel like I'm way behind you. You know, so you can smirk all you want, sir,
You're right
but
there
I'm
with
happy to hear it, dude, because it is what it is. I mean, Lucky again has that bubbly, just amazing, just you know, you go in his stream and it's comfy, it's home, it's warm, you know, he's welcoming, you know, and I've watched Lucky, you know, tell his chat if they're acting up, hey, we don't treat people that way or whatever, you know, and that makes people love him, you know, which is super
Yeah.
great, you know, which we'll cover in a future episode on chat and how to do all that. But, you know, just it's just one of those things where, you know, sometimes somebody comes in if they say something to me and I like to get a little roast session going and I like to roast a little. I like to have fun. I'm a human. You know, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. You know, and some people can't take that heat, but also you shouldn't have came in with it. so
It's
I
fun
mean,
when people come in with the heat. You know,
yeah.
you know, mods. We have certain mods, especially throughout all of our communities that we all know and love. That love to smash that banhammer button. You know, they look
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah.
every
We all
time.
share those same three mods that fight over who's banning who. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I mean, it's just to tidy up my answer is at minimum I would say, and this is what you hear a lot of other people say, 3 times a day to everywhere that takes short form content. I think you recently were telling me, Sauce, that short form on YouTube, or no, it was live streaming on YouTube messed up your long form content.
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. Um, also, I just found out that you can stream in like phone, like the shorts
And
instead of
vertical
yeah, that's the word.
Vertical
In
format.
vertical versus in portrait
landscape.
format,
Mhm.
landscape, portrait,
Okay.
whatever, math. But you can
Words.
words are hard today.
Art.
But you can do shorts. You can stream directly to it. So I did that today for my first time,
How was that?
and pretty cool. We actually got a couple new members in the community just randomly streaming to shorts, which I've
Nice.
tried streaming to YouTube in the past and never see anything over there. Like it
Right.
never happened.
Yeah.
So I think it might be more discoverable. Don't quote me on that, but it seems like it is.
Well, to me, that kind of makes sense. I mean, the world's on the go, right? Everybody's fast. That's why TikTok blew up the way it did. That's why everybody loved TikTok because it was quick, fast. You just could scroll real quick. You know, it was easy. You know, it just kept going. You didn't have to go to somebody's profile. You didn't have to click on it. I mean, you could, but you didn't have to. There's a live feed.
Mhm.
So to me, if I want that kind of content and I go to YouTube, it has the same exact thing built right into the app on your phone. So maybe it is more discoverable. Maybe
Actually
you're onto
opens
something
directly
here.
to that app.
So I
It
mean,
opens directly to shorts for you.
yeah,
whenever
it
you
literally
open
opens.
your
Such,
phone.
yeah, I noticed that here lately.
Yeah, it doesn't even
After the
open
last
regular
update,
YouTube.
or
That's
2
crazy.
updates now.
So they're making
And
changes.
with what's going
Yeah.
on, not to get political or anything, but with the potential banning of TikTok, if you're not on Shorts already and utilizing that platform, what are you doing? Like, there's a good chance that could be the only thing we have
So not
that
to get
has a feed like that.
into the full blown political part of that, but yes, so the U.S. did officially say that they are going to ban TikTok. I think it was like 6 weeks or 6 months, something like that. If they did not sell the platform for use in America to an America-owned embassy or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they allow it to sell, but a big part of me doubts that they allow it to go under because America is going to be a big chunk of their money gone as well. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But do I think everybody should jump ship from TikTok right now? No, I don't think so.
Right
but
until the wheels fall off, baby.
Exactly. But hear me out. But definitely, if you're not on YouTube Shorts, I would get over there quick as a double, not a you know, I feel like if we all jump ship on TikTok, it's for sure going to go down. And then one of the biggest tools as of the last 2-3 years of discoverability for streamers will be gone. So I don't think that's something that I want to be a part of, is the death of TikTok, because it definitely has changed how many lives.
I think it's also imperative to know that if you are a TikTok only streamer, because those exist,
Yes.
that you need to be diversifying your content, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Diversification is important. You don't need to be on one platform in general. You need to have several different options. So if you have long form content, you need to be on YouTube making long form content while also streaming somewhere else. So,
Yeah. And that being said, if you're a brand new streamer and you've only ever been a TikTok streamer, I'll tell you right now, though, that transition into any other platform, you are already going to be at a higher level than somebody coming from a different platform over to TikTok. Because TikTok teaches you everything that you need to learn as far as interaction, chatting, keep talking. Now instead of saying tap, 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 tap the screen, you're just, talking to people instead. There's no incentive to tap a screen anywhere else, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Oh, YouTube has a heart emoji thing.
they do have the heart thing.
It does have
and they
that.
can like the stream now.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, so I wouldn't jump ship, but I also wouldn't worry about your career going forward as far as where to go, what to do, how will I do it, because it's going to be a lot of copy and paste. You've already got the skill to do it if you're, a semi-successful TikTok streamer.
I don't know. For me
So-
personally, I still can't wrap my head around watching a live stream on YouTube. It's just weird to me because I'm so used to going to YouTube whenever I need to change the headlight in my car. Not to watch somebody live streaming playing a game. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what I'm used to.
I think that's why it might be easier on the shorts platform of it than regular, because you're not searching for anything, you're just scrolling.
Mindlessly.
And if you happen to find somebody that's streaming something, you're like, oh, that's Skyrim. And you're like, I'll watch that. Or it's Madden, or it's something that you enjoy, then why wouldn't you watch it? There's no reason not to. But I think that's why it's harder to find whenever you're not streaming shorts.
Is the shorts and the other format of YouTube like two separate things, or
So
I have a bit. I'm not really on YouTube,
but it's different at the same time. Like, it's one app, but it's got its own feed. Like,
Okay.
one
So-
has a feed that's live, and one has like a search engine.
So they
Gotcha.
haven't released it to everybody, but I don't know how YouTube calls it, partnered or whatever. But the bigger YouTube streamers, they have it. I believe I saw, and who I'm talking about here, like a Nutty.
Mhm.
I believe he has the ability to stream to both at the exact same time. But it is again, it is taking your horizontal and your vertical and
Anybody
sending
can.
it out. So
Anybody
it
can
is
do that.
they did finally roll it out.
Anybody can do it. You just have to rig it to where it works. You have
Know how to do it.
Yeah, you have to know what you're doing to do it. So you have to like create a scheduled stream for one of them. Let's say your scheduled stream is for your vertical, and your horizontal is your stream that you just go live. And then like 10 minutes into your stream, you click out of that one, go to your vertical and start that stream. Then you're streaming on both of them.
Oh,
And you just have to have both chats up. There's not one chat, there's two chats at that point.
fancy.
But it's
Interesting.
possible. I'm not doing that because I still think it's ridiculously hard to find a stream on YouTube the old, like in the horizontal way. It doesn't make sense to me.
Does
Well, because
either
if you're
way
not
give you a-
subscribed to the person, you don't get an alert or nothing. Like you have
won't
to
get
be
an alert,
subscribed.
You won't get
Yeah.
most things.
Yeah.
You have to be literally searching for a live stream, or you have to be searching for that exact search input that they have in their tags.
Do you get a stream key for the vertical?
Yeah.
There is, yes.
So you could technically use the WebSocket plugin on OBS.
I'm using Atom. Yep. That's what I'm using.
That
But
should
yes,
make
yes, you
it
could, though.
easier.
Yeah. But either way, you still would have to have 2 custom docs for chat. You'd have to have 2, or you could use Botrix to do the one for alerts and stuff, or activity. I'm sorry. Oh, alerts too would work as well, but yeah, I mean it's very doable. But again, like Sauce is saying, I'm not, and I've been on this for a couple of weeks now. I don't see the benefit of streaming to YouTube right now. At my level, it's just not. Nobody's looking for Aztec stream on YouTube.
I think it's depending on what you're trying to do. Like, I'm posting YouTube videos now, so I'm trying to grow a community on YouTube. My goal is not to bring them over to Twitch,
Yeah,
like some people's goals are with YouTube or with Kick or with anything else. Now, if they stay over on those platforms, I'm sure they're happy with it, but that's the ultimate goal, is to bring them home to the motherland.
the motherland.
My goal is to foster growth of my channel here, because I want to achieve partner in the future, or in the near future, hopefully. And
For
that is
YouTube?
a big goal. Yes.
Yeah.
If I hit partner on Twitch, awesome. But definitely partner over on YouTube, because my goal is to where the community won't have to pay my bills ever.
Right.
It'll be from ads, it'll be from sponsorships, it'll be from all the good stuff.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
for sure. I just wish that YouTube would change their app a little bit. So why is it that when shorts came about, we get a whole section for shorts, and we can go over there and it looks completely different? I mean, you still have like YouTube-esque feeling, but it is like a different tab. It changes the way your app looks almost. Why can't they do that for live streamers? I don't understand that. I don't understand.
There is a portion on there. You can find a category that's only for live streamers, but you have to go on there and look for that category.
So I haven't seen.
live
So is that like live streamers, anybody that's live, or live streamers who are your sub to?
Anybody that's live.
Okay, well then I misspoke then, because I haven't seen that. So that's.
But it's not easily findable. Like, it's something you have to know where it is and look for it. So it's not
Right.
intuitive to find.
So it's not something that they themselves are pushing, because you have to go digging for it.
I don't think they're pushing live stream content, because that's not where the money is. It's expensive to host a live streaming platform. It's way less expensive to have shorts consistently playing. You get more ad revenue because there's more ads on shorts than there are on a 20-30 minute video or a 3-hour live stream, because they only have an ad at like the beginning of it and towards the end of it. Unless they're partnered, then there's a couple different ads, but it's not really what they're trying. That's not the way they make money. The way they make money is through their ads and through their sponsorships as well.
Well, that does it for tonight's episode of The Stream PC. Thank you so much to everybody. Much love. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, whatever platform you guys are on. We appreciate you. We'll be back next Sunday. Much love.